The recent Made by Google event just took place, featuring some exciting AI announcements. We'll be diving into them together, so let's jump into the video. Alright, we'll watch this video together, and I'll jump to the most interesting parts.
And Gemini is the key to it all. We're fully in the Gemini era, with AI infused into almost everything we're doing at Google, across our full tech stack. Our integrated AI strategy means we're in control of where we're heading, and we're innovating at every layer of the stack. And it's all to bring you the most helpful AI. Gemini models include our latest Gemini 1.5 Pro developer preview model.
So as you know, everyone has tested Gemini 1.5, including both the Pro and Pro experimental versions, and unfortunately, it didn't perform well at all. In fact, it was one of the worst models tested in recent memory, which is quite disappointing. On top of that, I've been having issues with AI Studio, where it would abruptly cut off halfway through generating a response. This is a problem I've encountered with AI Studio before. Let's continue watching.
Which is now #1 on the LMSys Chatbot Arena leaderboard.
Alright, if you followed this channel, you know that benchmarks don't really matter. They don't reflect real-world usage. That's why I conduct my own large language model testing.
We're able to deliver help through our incredible apps and services like never before.
And this is why I still believe Google is incredibly well-positioned to win in the artificial intelligence race. They don't need to have the best model right now. They likely will in the future, but that's not necessary at this moment. What they do have is the ecosystem and the hardware. They have the Android ecosystem, which enables users to interact with AI, and they have their suite of applications, which is what you're seeing here. I think I use almost every single app on that screen. And if you think about it, that's really what makes Google so powerful. If they layer artificial intelligence onto each of these applications, they already have all my personal information, so I don't need to trust a new company with it. If I had an AI agent that could accomplish tasks on my behalf within these apps, it would pretty much cover everything I need in my digital life. So that's the future I envision, an AI agent working on my behalf 24/7. It's really going to come down to one of two companies winning that race, Apple or Google. They have the hardware, whether it's iOS or Android, and they also have the app ecosystem. Even though Apple is completely closed source, I'm a big fan of their approach to doing most of the compute on the device. I've talked a lot about that in previous videos, whether it's Qualcomm or Apple. On-device compute is very exciting to me because the data doesn't have to leave, the latency is low, the cost is low, and small models continue to improve. Let's keep watching.
All 6 of our products, with more than 2 billion monthly users, are now using Gemini models to help you. So you can get information faster in search, you can get more done in docs, you can get help in Gmail, writing an email, and you can start a chat with Gemini directly from the Chrome address bar.
So I've seen the Gemini-like sidebar in all the applications he's mentioned, but honestly I haven't used it that much. There were a few times when the email thread summary was really helpful, and in Google Sheets it even recommended formulas, which was also super useful. But beyond that, I haven't used it much. I've actually had Gemini built into Android for months now, and I think people don't realize you can easily turn it on. It's been somewhat useful. I can just say, "Hey Google," and ask a question, and instead of the standard Google response, it's now powered by Gemini. Now, of course, it's limited by Gemini's quality, so you know what that means. But this next demo is actually incredibly impressive. I never even thought to do this. If you have a Nest home, meaning you have Nest cameras, a Nest thermostat, and basically the Google Home version of your house, you can simply ask a question based on anything that's been recorded, which is kind of scary too. So, check out this demo.
There's some exciting new ways Gemini is making your home smarter, safer, and easier to manage.
Okay, so they simply asked, "What dug up Mark's vegetable garden?" And it pulled up the specific clips showing what happened. There's a lot of processing required to achieve that, which is really impressive, but also a bit scary.
This Android ecosystem even has its own custom AI model. Gemini Nano is the most efficient model for powering on-device experiences.
So there it is. Google is also investing in on-device artificial intelligence, focusing on on-device compute. I love this approach. They're realizing that more and more use cases can be handled on the device itself, resulting in lower latency. They don't need to send the query or prompt to the cloud, which is not only more expensive for them, but also more energy inefficient, slower, and often unnecessary. I'm really impressed with this Gemini Nano, though I don't believe I've tested it yet, although with so many models, they kind of blur together at this point. If you want to see me test it, let me know. So now they're going to discuss Gem coming to Android. It's essentially being integrated into every aspect of the most popular mobile operating system, Android.
Your Android phone keeps getting better over time. With Gemini supported on billions of devices globally, it's by far the world's most widely available AI assistant.
All right, now, he's currently talking about the various features of Gemini on Android, but most of it is what we've already seen in earlier presentations, such as at Google I/O. There's nothing particularly new, just a lot of summarizing existing features and retrieving information from different sources. So far, nothing groundbreaking yet. He's now going to discuss privacy in the context of AI becoming integrated into every aspect of our digital lives. It seems they're following Apple's lead by emphasizing that data isn't being sent to a third-party cloud. Instead, it's stored in a private cloud. However, despite the different terminology, it's essentially still a cloud. Let's take a closer look.
Gemini can handle these kinds of complex personal queries within Google's own secure cloud. And for some of the most sensitive use cases, like summarizing audio from a phone call or suggesting a helpful reply to an encrypted text message, we've pioneered on-device generative AI with Gemini Nano. It's the first time a large multimodal AI model has been optimized for a mobile device, so the data never leaves your phone.
Yeah, I really like the idea of on-device computing, and I'm not sure if it's the first time I've mentioned it, but it's something I strongly believe in. I've been talking about it a lot, and I will keep discussing it because I see it as the future. Small models that can run on your phone, offering high efficiency, low energy consumption, and low latency, can handle 90 to 95% of use cases. For that last 5 to 10%, we can rely on the cloud. Next, they're discussing the various capabilities of Google Gemini within Android. It feels a bit strange to hear these announcements because I've already been using it without any special access or even enabling the beta, as far as I recall. All I did was flip a switch, and suddenly, OK Google became Gemini. I've been using it extensively, and it's decent. Definitely more capable than Siri or the old OK Google, but it still doesn't match the power of Claude or ChatGPT. In fact, it has lost some of the functionality that OK Google used to have. For example, I used OK Google to control my smart home, like turning lights on and off. But now, about 1 out of every 5 times, it fails and claims it doesn't have access, even though it does. So, while Gemini adds a lot of new functionality, it still hallucinates and loses some features that were previously there. Next, he's going to showcase a quick demo of its vision capabilities, which is cool, but it's nothing we haven't seen before. Let's take a quick look.
I happened to come across this concert poster for Sabrina Carpenter. I'll just open Gemini, take a photo, and ask, check my calendar and see if I'm free when she's coming to San Francisco this year. Gemini pulls relevant content from the image, connects with my calendar, and gives me the information I'm looking for.
Oh gosh, that's embarrassing. Something went wrong. Please try again. Imagine doing a live demo in front of tens of thousands of people, and that happens. Let's see how he handles it. I haven't actually seen this before.
Oh, looks like we had a little demo issue. Let me try one more time. All right. Check my calendar and see if I'm free when she's coming to San Francisco this year. Let's see if the demo spirits are with us today. Nope. Uh-oh. Looks like they're not with us. All right. Let me try that one more time on another device. Sorry about this, folks. Oops, let me go back.
And this actually perfectly highlights the current state of artificial intelligence. It still hallucinates. It still has a lot of bugs. While these companies are building incredible things, and I like to stay positive, it really does show that the experience can often be broken, especially when dealing with more complex use cases. We still have a long way to go, but it's still essentially day one. We're at the very beginning, and there are bound to be some rough edges. I have to give credit to Google for building so much, deploying and launching early and often. Let's hope he gets it working.
All right, I'm going to take that photo. One more time. Check my calendar and see if I'm free when she's coming to San Francisco this year.
And at least they're doing a live demo and not relying on a pre-recorded one.
All right. There we go. All right. Thank you, Demo Spirits.
All right, so the demo is actually quite impressive. All he had to do was ask, check my calendar and see if I'm available, and the system used vision to pull text information from the calendar app. The amount of context and processing involved in making this happen is really impressive to me.
And now I'll ask Gemini to set a reminder to check ticket prices tonight at 7.
All right, so the whole set a reminder feature is something that has failed for me multiple times. Tasks that used to work seamlessly with simple OK Google prompts don't function as well with Gemini because it's a large language model. Unlike predefined commands, it's processing things differently, which can lead to issues with straightforward tasks.
Gemini connects to my tax app, and just like that, the reminder is set.
All right. So I'm in this awkward situation where I actually prefer iOS, so I typically use an iPhone, but all my apps and personal data are tied to Google software. I'm really hoping that Gemini will become available on iOS, just like it is here.
Oh, and in honor of Song of the Summer, add espresso to my shopping list. Gemini knows my personal context, coordinates for me across my apps, and takes action better than ever. And just like that, my Google Keep shopping list is up to date.
All right, cool. The demo had a few hiccups, but it's still very impressive. They also showed Gemini working with YouTube and other applications, but I'll skip those since you probably get the idea. Next, they're going to demonstrate what is essentially GPT-4 with voice capabilities, and it looks like they're actually launching it ahead of OpenAI. Let's see how it performs.
Because sometimes conversation is the best way to work through something complex, like exploring a concept by talking it through, or tossing ideas back and forth to help you brainstorm, or even acting as your anytime practice partner to help you prepare for an important conversation or an interview. That's why I'm so excited about Gemini Live, the most natural way to interact with Gemini. Now you can have a free-flowing conversation with Gemini. You can interrupt when you think of something important or change topics as the conversation flows. Gemini will be right there with you.
Now, two things come to mind regarding OpenAI. First, are they really beating OpenAI to market with a comparable or superior product? We're about to find out. Second, if they are, does that mean they bypass some of the red teaming efforts that OpenAI is clearly engaging in before launching? These are the considerations on my mind. All right, let's watch the demo.
When I first go live with Gemini, there will be 10 different voices for me to choose from. Let's meet a few.
Great, let's get going. Here's one of the voices I have, but there's more to choose from. Swipe to give them a listen, or just tap start to get chatting.
All right, it's nice, but I want to hear a couple more.
Here's another voice I can use. You can pick me now and always make a change later in settings. I'm looking forward to discussing with you the world's most profound questions, like why is pickleball so popular?
That is profound. Let's try one more.
Or maybe you'd like to listen to a voice like this. A pretty great one, if I do say so myself. But don't worry, there are more to explore.
All right, let's go with this one for now. So I'm going to start chatting.
You can always change my voice in settings later. Okay, I'm here whenever you're ready.
Hi, Gemini. How are you doing?
Hi there. I'm doing well, thanks for asking. It's always nice to hear from someone. How can I help you today?
Well, my niece and nephew are coming over this weekend, and I need a few ideas for something fun and educational we could do together. I was thinking maybe something with chemistry, something that's like a little bit magical.
That sounds like a fantastic idea. How about doing a classic science experiment like making a homemade volcano? It's super easy, and there's a real sense of excitement when it erupts. Wait, I can find a few other ideas too. Do you want to hear about them now?
I totally do, and think magical.
All right, let's brainstorm. How about invisible ink? You can write secret messages that only appear when you heat them up with a hairdryer. Or here's another one. Try making some homemade lava lamps with oil, water, and food coloring. It looks super cool and trippy. So what do you think?
Those are cool.
The voices don't sound as good as the GPT-4 voice demo. By that I mean they don't sound as natural, they're a bit more robotic, and some of the intonations are slightly off. But it's still cool, it just doesn't quite sound human. The most important part is that Gemini Live is launching today, and you know I'll be testing it out, so I'll let you know what I think. And yes, they did beat OpenAI to market with this. So, who thinks it's going to be jailbroken within a day? Let me know in the comments. Now they're moving on to talk about the new Pixel phones, which I won't spend too much time on since it's not really AI related. However, I think they'll start discussing the new AI chips being built into these phones.
Pixel is our platform for showcasing the very best of Google AI. All the Gemini helpfulness you've seen so far is built right into Pixel. And we're going even further with Pixel 9, the first phone designed for the Gemini era. The full stack that Rick walked you through comes to life in Pixel in ways that are simple and helpful. You've got Tensor, our custom-designed silicon that's specially tuned for our AI models.
So they've integrated custom AI chips directly on the device, signaling that AI compute is increasingly moving to the edge.
And you've got our latest on-device model, Gemini Nano with multimodality.
So with the new chip, the model is now running directly on the device, which I really appreciate. All right, let's dive into the AI hardware and some of the upcoming AI features in the new Pixel.
We custom developed Tensor G4 working hand in hand with Google DeepMind. So the industry's top AI research team is collaborating directly on the silicon for Pixel and optimizing it for Google's latest advanced models, including our latest on-device model. Pixel 9 is the first phone to launch with Gemini Nano with multimodality, the most capable on-device AI model ever shipped on a phone. In fact, it's 3 times more capable and sophisticated than the Gemini Nano model we shipped just 9 months ago on Pixel 8 Pro. And even with this increase in size and complexity, the TPU in Tensor G4 can generate an industry-leading mobile output rate of up to 45 tokens per second.
Yeah, that's impressive. Completely mobile and multimodal with 45 tokens per second. But I really want to test it out because in the end, none of this matters if it doesn't perform well. I'll be testing it and we'll keep you updated on how it goes. Okay, so now they're going to review some AI features that are exclusive to the Pixel device. Let's quickly go through these new features.
For a lot of us, it's the first thing we look up in the morning. So we're using AI to make that experience much more helpful and delightful with the new Pixel Weather app. Let's use it to get a live look at the weather here in Mountain View. You can see the app is beautifully designed with super accurate weather forecasts. And Gemini Nano generates a custom AI weather report, so you don't have to scroll through a bunch of numbers to get a sense of the day's weather.
So it's not that much effort to check a simple app for the weather or other basic info. It feels like they're trying to integrate AI into everything, even when it might not be necessary, like with a weather app. I still have to read all this text, and honestly, I think a visual interface might be easier for this. So I'm not sure about this one.
Google AI on Pixel 9 isn't just helping you get ready for the day, it's helping you throughout the day too. For years, Pixel Call Assist has been blocking spam callers.
Yeah, this is a really cool feature, but it's not exactly new. It seems like they're following in Apple's footsteps by introducing an on-device diffusion model for text-to-image. Let's take a look at how it performs.
Every Pixel 9 phone ships with the new Pixel Studio, a first-of-its-kind image generator. It's powered by an on-device diffusion model running on Tensor G4 and our Imagen 3 text-to-image model in the cloud. So you can just type whatever you want to create. Perfect example, a funky party invite. Our coworker Tejas, he's moving back to San Francisco and finally getting his own place. Nothing says welcome back to California like a party at the fire pits at Ocean Beach. Watch how easy it is to whip up an invite. I'll make one live right now. So I'll just tap create, and I'll start with a simple prompt. Let's go with beach bonfire pit at sunset. And we've made Pixel Studio fast. There's not much waiting here, as you can see.
Yeah, that's really impressive. Unlike the Apple Intelligence version, which limits you to just a few style options, this seems much more free-form and very fast. I like it. This is cool.
Okay, now that looks pretty good. Let's make it quintessential San Francisco. Why don't we add in the Golden Gate Bridge? So let's see what Pixel Studio comes up with. Nice. I do want this to feel like a party, and Pixel Studio lets me get creative. So why don't we add some fireworks in the sky? See what that looks like. Really nice. I do want this to feel more like an invite, though, instead of a photo. If I tap the Style button, I can quickly change how the image looks. Why don't we try a cartoon? And it'll take just a moment, just like changing a prompt would. Okay, changing your style, as you can see, it's quick, it's easy, and honestly, it's pretty fun. In this case, though, it's not what I'm going for. So why don't we try another style, like a retro video game, and see what that looks like. Okay, really cool. And if I want to change the composition.
Okay, so you get the idea. Pretty darn cool. I like this. Next up is a really cool feature that I would definitely use, and it seems to work really well. Marques Brownlee already made a video demonstrating his use of it, and yeah, it looks like it works great. So let's check out Add Me.
Family vacation photo or that once-in-a-lifetime photo with your favorite athlete. We'll show you how it works with the Pixel 9 Pro and with a Pixel user who's a 6-time NBA All-Star Jimmy Butler. Thank you for joining us on stage and helping us demo Add Me. Would you mind if we take a picture with you?
Of course, anything for you.
And don't box me out?
I won't, I promise.
Okay, let's step over here. Let's step over here. Kenny, if you can take a picture, please.
Of course. Can you all see? Let's see.
You look good, Kenny.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. So I'm gonna pop over to that Add Me mode. I'm gonna frame up the shots. Make sure I include a little room on the right here for myself, and boom. Now, Shanaz, this is Jimmy Buckets. Please, I need add a little
Let's
meat.
get
You need
you
to
in
add.
the picture. Let's get Kenny in the picture.
Let's go.
As you can see, the overlay, the augmented reality overlay is guiding me, and now I can take a photo. And now, if you both come over here, you will see that it is going to be processed in one single shot.
Yeah, it's really awesome because it lets you swap out who's taking the picture, add someone else, and then it combines everything into an image that never actually occurred in real life. Marques Brownlee mentioned this years ago, saying that as AI continues to enhance and alter photos, adding new features, it raises the question of what constitutes reality at that point. Are we capturing a real moment? Certainly not in this case, since the photo doesn't depict what actually happened. I've mentioned this before, and it continues to fascinate me. I want to keep pondering this because, eventually, videos, photos, audio, everything we consume will either be AI augmented or AI created. So what does reality even mean at that point? Saw that was the major announcements related to artificial intelligence at this event. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think they announced some okay things, but nothing revolutionary. I love knowing that these large language models are making it into the mobile devices. I can't wait to try out Apple Intelligence. I actually haven't yet, but I will, and I'm going to test Gemini in my Android phone a bunch more. So if you like this video, Please consider giving a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.